Good afternoon and welcome into the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. My name's Adam Birch and this is the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show presented by J&J Truck and Auto Body. For the highest quality work and hassle-free customer service, let J&J take away your stress. That's J&J Truck and Auto Body on East Philadelphia Street in Rapid City. Final weekend of the regular season for the Hardhats, and they are set to take on two teams from Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls East at Post 15 tonight, and Post 15 West out of Sioux Falls tomorrow afternoon. And just about set to get underway here tonight. Lee Negebauer to take the mound for the Hardhats. He's in southpaw, ready to do battle here tonight. Pretty warm afternoon here in Rapid City. Hardhats in their navy blue tops and white pants. Sioux Falls East with black tops and gray pants. So didn't coordinate the colors very well as the two teams. A little bit difficult to tell them apart, but either way, we are underway. First pitch foul ball off the bat of Jack Smith, the center fielder, 0-1. Negebauer into the wind, and strike two is calling at the knees, 0-2. Jack Smith, the leadoff man, he's the center fielder for Post 15 East. Negebauer on the far third base side of the rubber. Just 1 foot on that rubber. He's into the wind and the 0-2. Blocked in the turf by Solano. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The rest of the East lineup. The right fielder, Cale Swanson, the bats second. The pitcher, Miles Reese, bats third. First baseman, Jackson Bowe in the cleanup spot. Shortstop, Sawyer Tolk, bats fifth. Negebauer's 1-2. A chopper to the right side. Dylan Marsh on a couple of hops. Fires the first in time for out number 1. The catcher, Andrew Glovich, bats sixth. The third baseman, Tate Schaefer, 7th. Mason Tolrud, the left fielder, bats 8th. And Lincoln Vasgard, the second baseman, bats 9th. Left-handed bat of Cale Swanson. The right fielder steps in, lefty-lefty matchup, and Negebauer into his motion. He misses the upper outside edge for ball 1. Swanson on the season batting .323 coming into play. 30 hits in 93 at-bats. It's a called strike on Swanson. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Negebauer had a very nice Gopher Classic. Chopper up the middle, diving off the glove of Wilson Kiefer, rolls into shallow center field, and it'll be an infield single for Cale Swanson on a hard hit ground ball. Good effort by Wilson Kiefer up the middle, roaming to his left, but it just trickled off of his glove and a little bit into center. So 1 on, 1 gone after the single. But Negebauer started game 1 at the Gopher Classic. Had a solid showing on the mound there. First pitch into Miles Reese, touch outside for ball 1. Reese, a right-handed bat. And he came up big in the hitting department as well. Played first base for 2 out of the 4 games that they played. Negebauer misses downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. And a couple of clutch hits, a double as well. 2-0, and Negebauer kicks and deals. A bouncer to short, backhanded stop by Kiefer, only play to first, and it's wild, and past Dietrich, up the line, and up to third goes Swanson. The runner Reese at first stays put, so it's runners on the corners after the error. That's one that you would have liked to see Dietrich maybe go off of the bag a little bit. You would love to have an out in that situation, but Kiefer off of his back foot after backhanding it. Didn't have a play at second, then had to make the decision to fire to first, and it was a little bit high and up the first base line. Left-handed bat of Jackson Bowe now, the first baseman. Runners on the corners, 1 out. First pitch is on the outside edge, called strike 1. Bowe on the season, batting .438 from the left side. A .1217 OPS. And he looks at strike 2, called on the outer edge. 0-2, lefty-lefty matchup. And the Hardhats with Rapid City across their chest in red with white trim. A number below that in that same red and white. Numbers on their backs in that same text as well. Ball 1 misses low, snagged by Solano behind the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Bowe. A red stripe down their white pant leg. For Sioux Falls East, kind of camouflage numbers on their backs, and boy, that camouflage does its trick, and kind of tough to read. 1-2 fouled back to the screen. The count remains a ball and 2 strikes. 2 stripes across the chest and East red in the middle. With their last names on their backs and those camouflage numbers with a white outline. Eggebauer just steps off before the 1-2. Still runners on the corners and 1 out. We're scoreless in the top of inning number 1. First of a doubleheader here tonight with Sioux Falls East, and a doubleheader tomorrow with Sioux Falls West. Pickup move to first, and back in time is Reese. Big spot early in this ball game for both teams. Eggebauer set the 1-2. Breaking ball just laid off of. Both thought about it, laid off and missed down and away. Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sioux Falls East coming into play at 28-11 this season. Big in-state games this weekend for the Hardhats, and Eggebauer misses high and away, not close. 3-2, the count runs full. Big games for both of these 2 clubs, trying to move up in the standings. The Hardhats currently in the top spot. The payoff pitch as a line drive right at the center fielder, Jed Jensen. He makes the grab for the out, and tagging and going across the plate is Swanson. And East jumps out in front. It's 1-0 in the top of the first. Sacrifice fly and an RBI for Jackson Bowe. And that was out number 2, so the Hardhats take it out, and post 15 East takes the run. So a runner on first and 2 gone now for the 5-bat of Sawyer Tolk. He's the shortstop, and he'll bat from the right side. First pitch, a little bit high, maybe inside as well. 1 ball and no strikes. A fastball that time from Eggebauer. There's some dark clouds behind us, and it looked like some rain kind of moving in this direction right around the Wyoming border right now. So we might have that to contend with later on in this ball game. The 2-0 from Eggebauer. Chopper into the Hardhats dugout. Everyone ducks for cover and everyone's all right. 2 balls and a strike on Tolk. The shortstop batting .314 coming into play, and .809 OPS. 2-1, bounces in front of the plate, blocked by Solano. 3 balls and a strike. 33 hits in 105 at-bats for Tolk. 29 of his 33 hits have been singles. 3-1. Strike on the outside edge now, 3-2. Caught that back door with the fastball. Where do you go? 3-2 with 2 outs. Runner will be in motion. Dietrich not holding him on. 1-0 Sioux Falls East. Runner in motion, the payoff pitch inside, ball 4. And it'll be first and second with 2 outs. Reese to second, Tolk aboard first after the base on balls. And now the catcher, Andrew Glovich. Glovich will hit from the right side. Comes in with 16 hits in 74 at-bats, good enough for a .216 average. 2 on, 2 outs, 1-0 Sioux Falls East. Top half of the first. First pitch right down the middle, a called strike 1 at the belt. And with the fastball, no balls and a strike. Lee Negebauer this season, 24 1/3 innings. This is his 5th start, 13th appearance overall. A .489 ERA. Ball misses down and in. Stopped by Solano behind the plate. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. 20 runs, 17 earned runs on 23 hits, 23 strikeouts, and 18 walks. Negebauer set, a peek at second, the 1-1. Misses high and tight, 2 balls and a strike. And as mentioned, he got game 1 of the Gopher Classic on the mound. That was against the site host, Edina. And he went 5 solid innings, only allowing 2 runs on 6 hits. Pickoff moved to second, and it's not in time. Marsh tried to sneak in behind. It was a good move. Diving in safely, Miles Reese. Black batting gloves for the catcher for Sioux Falls East. 2-1, a bouncer left side through the gap into left field. Reese being sent around third. The throw comes in, and it's off the glove of Solano and up the third base line a little bit. RBI double for Andrew Glovich, and it's 2-0 Sioux Falls East.
Third baseman number 3, Jed Jensen.
Might be ruled a single and advancing to second on the throw. Either way, it's 2-0 East. And 2 ducks on the pond in scoring position for the third baseman, Tate Schaefer. Still with 2 outs. First pitch inside, ball 1. Defense behind Lee Negebauer, it's Amarian Saylor in left field, Jed Jensen the center fielder, and Harrison Good in right field. Wyatt Anderson at the hot corner, Wilson Kiefer the shortstop, Dylan Marsh the second baseman, and Alex Dietrich the first baseman. Breaking ball swung on and missed, even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. And as you heard, Jake Solano behind the plate doing the catching for Lee Negebauer. 2-0 East on 2 hits. Top of the first. 1-1. Breaking ball, called strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes to count, and maybe a cross up of the slides. So Solano asks for time and wants a word with Negebauer. Didn't look like Solano was expecting a breaking ball there. But with a runner at second, flashing a few more signs, most likely, he most likely got crossed. A ball and 2 strikes, the count on the 7th spot of Tate Schaefer. Black and white batting gloves on the right side. 1-2. Line drive, snagged, nope, past the shortstop Kiefer into left field. A throw comes to the plate, it's cut off. 2 runs come in and score. It's most likely an error on Kiefer. Hit basically right at him, and 2 more runs come across, it's 4-0. And now Coach Clapper's out of the dugout. Hardhats having difficulties trying to record that final out of this opening half inning of play. We'll see how they rule that play. In my book, it would be an error. So in that case, those 2 runs would be unearned, and it is an error. Mountain visit concludes 4-0 East, and the rally continues. So left fielder Mason Tolrud, a bouncer up the middle into center field, and another hit for Sioux Falls East, a single for Tolrud.
The single will bring up number 9, number 21, second baseman Lincoln back up.
And now the 9th spot. All 9 men have come to the plate in this inning. The Hardhats have 2 outs to show for it defensively. The 9th spot of the second baseman Lincoln Vasgard now. First pitch to called strike 1 on Vasgard. So runners on first and second. Schaefer at second, Tolrud at first after his single. Right-handed bat of Vasgard at the plate. Negebauer kicks and deals the 0-1. Downstairs, even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Negebauer set, takes a peek at second, the 1-1. Breaking ball left side, through the gap into left field, being sent around third. The runner at second, the throw comes in. It's a little bit up the line, sliding in safely. It's an RBI single for Lincoln Vasgard, and it's 5-0. Post 15 East. And they've officially batted around here in the first inning. Top of the order, Jack Smith. Smith bounced out to second to start off the ball game. He bats for the 2nd time in the first half inning of this ball game. And Negebauer misses high and tight, ball 1. 2 on, 2 outs. The 1-0 fly ball to right field, right at Harrison Good. He makes the grab out number 3. So finally, the rally with 2 outs concludes. It's 5-0 Sioux Falls East, and the Hardhats coming to bat for the first time right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
We are your community. We are your neighbors. Our family of doctors are invested in our community. At Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, we are honored to help you along the journey from injury to recovery. You have a choice with Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. Adam Birch alongside you. A warm welcome to all you as we begin the bottom of inning number 1. It's already 5-0 Sioux Falls East. The Hardhats coming to bat for the first time. And it'll be Zeke Farley, the designated hitter, to lead things off, followed by Amarian Saylor, the left fielder. Third baseman Wyatt Anderson bats third. Harrison Good, the right fielder, fourth. Dylan Marsh, the second baseman, fifth. Jed Jensen, the center fielder, sixth. Alex Dietrich, the first baseman, seventh. Jake Solano does the catching. He bats eighth. And Wilson Kiefer, the shortstop, bats ninth. For head coach Kelvin Torvey, assistant coach Nick Ewing, and pitching coach Ryan Clapperich. Those starting lineups are built by Connect Home Center. Whether it's residential or commercial, Connect Home Center has been your hometown lumberyard since 1928. The Hardhats today go up against Miles Reese. This is his 5th start and 5th appearance on the mound this season. 23 innings, a 3-0 record. 13 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned runs, 24 strikeouts to just 10 walks. And a sub-1 ERA at .91. First pitch to Farley, found away right side, out of play, 0-1. So a difficult task facing the right-hander Miles Reese. Into the wind, the 0-1, down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. 5-0 Sioux Falls East. After 1/2 inning of play, the 1-1, a fastball down the middle, called strike 2 on Farley. A ball and 2 strikes. Zeke Farley coming into play, batting .382, a 10.07 OPS, and strike 3 called on another fastball. Farley goes down looking for out number 1. Here's Amarian Saylor. Saylor bats from the right side, and he bats .374 coming into play. Flies one to right field, over towards the foul line, and the right fielder, Cale Swanson, makes the grab, and very quickly on 4 pitches, there are 2 outs for the Hardhats. Here's Wyatt Anderson. Anderson bats from the right side. First pitch, strike called at the knees, 0-1. Home plate umpire this season, this evening here tonight for Game 1 is Yoki Milslegel. Anderson fouls away the 0-1, 0-2 on him. Our field umpire is John Whitcraft. Two strikes on Anderson. Reese into the wind, and the 0-2 popped up right side, out of play. Anderson stays alive. Wyatt Anderson coming into play, batting .377, a 10.42 OPS. The 0-2 way outside and back to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Anderson, one of the seniors on this ball club. Part of senior weekend this weekend at the ballpark. Last couple regular season home games. Anderson looks at ball 2 in the turf. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reese to Anderson. Into the motion, and the 2-2 bouncer up the middle, through the gap into center field, and Wyatt Anderson has the Hardhats' first hit of the ball game. It comes with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Hard hit, worm burner up the middle, and now it brings up Harrison Good. So Reese will work from the stretch for the first time. He twirls the baseball behind his back on the far first base side of the rubber. Sidesteps and deals, in the first pitch on Harrison Good. Misses outside, ball 1. Good hit his first home run in the Hardhats' final game at the Gopher Classic. A solo home run that got out of that ballpark in a hurry. Called strike on the 1-0. Even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Disappeared into the trees at Bramer Field in Edina. 1-1, misses down and away. 2 balls and a strike. And Good, one of 3 Hardhats to hit their first home run as a Hardhat. All solo shots in that one game against Papillion South. 2-1 is a little bit outside. 3 balls and a strike on Harrison Good. Dylan Marsh on deck. Anderson off of first, hitter-friendly count for good. Reese sidesteps and delivers, and it's a slow chopper. High bounce to the third baseman, Schaefer. And low throw scooped on the back end by Jackson Bowe, and that's out number 3. Hardhats gain 1 hit. It's stranded at first, and they trail 5-0 after 1 inning of play. To the second we go after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. 5-0 our score in favor of Sioux Falls East. That score on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by Agent Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. Sent 10 men to the plate in the first inning, did Sioux Falls East. Well, that means the 2 spot of Cale Swanson to lead things off in inning number 2. Lee Nagbauer back to the mounds. And into his first windup of the second. This is down and away, ball 1. Swanson, a single and a run scored in the first inning. Hardhats allowed 5 unearned runs. And the 1-0 swung on and missed. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. A couple of errors in that first inning, both by the shortstop Wilson Kiefer. 1-1. Bouncer left side, 2 hops to Wyatt Anderson. Gathers and fires across, a strong throw to first in time, out number 1. Kind of off the end of the bat as the left-hander. And 2 bounce to Anderson, handled well. 1 up, 1 gone, 1 out, nobody on. Now the pitching counterpart of Lee Nagbauer, Miles Reese. Reese at the plate this season, batting .355, and he looks at a called strike 1. 0-1. Reached on an error and scored in the first. 0-1. High fly ball to center field, left center field. Jed Jensen trots over to his right, makes the grab, out number 2.
Jed Jensen makes the catch at center field. First baseman back.
Now the first baseman, Jackson Bowe. Sacrifice fly and an RBI in the first inning, scoring the opening run of the contest. Ended up getting 4 more, did Post 15 East. It's 5-0. 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the second. Nagbauer into his motion, and the first pitch to Bowe misses down and in, ball 1. Lefty-lefty matchup. And Bowe, powerful bat at the plate. The 1-0. Outside, just missed that outside edge. 2 balls, no strikes. Bowe has 18 hits, 8 doubles, 2 home runs. 2-0, bounces to Solano. 3 balls and no strikes. Nagbauer to Bowe. Sawyer Tolk on deck. He walked his first time up. Nagbauer winds, kicks, deals, and a 3-0 outside edge called strike 1. Bowe taking all the way. Anderson well back at third and more towards the shortstop position. Kiefer playing almost up the middle, the 3-1, and downstairs ball 4. So Bo draws a 2-out walk. And now Sawyer Tolk. A walk and a run scored for Tolk. Egbauer from the stretch. He kicks and deals the first pitch. Called strike 1. Lower outside edge. 0-1. Egbauer set a stare down with Bo and just misses the outside edge. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Post 15 West currently playing over at Post 320 right across the parking lot. The 1-1 misses high. 2 balls and a strike. And currently Sioux Falls East is in the 5th spot in the state at 17-7 in the state of South Dakota, 28-11 overall. Three balls and a strike on Tolk. Here it is, and it's called strike 2. Bottom outside edge, 3-2. The catcher on deck with 2 outs, and Glovich. Payoff pitch. Fly ball to right center field. Jed Jensen over, and he can't get there. It splits the outfielders, and Jensen cuts it off. The throw comes in to Dietrich. It's a double for Sawyer Tolk. Jackson Bowe moves to third. And now the catcher, Glovich, who doubled himself in his first at-bat. Jake Solano out to have a word with Lee Negebauer, along with the senior Wyatt Anderson in from third. Anderson gives the young southpaw a little motivation, a couple of taps on the chest. Peyton Tipton heading down to the bullpen with Phil Bentz. First pitch from Negebauer to Glovich is downstairs ball 1. Scoop by Solano behind the plate. Now Hardhats currently 16-2 in the state of South Dakota. The 1-0 swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Currently in the top spot. Those 2 losses to Mitchell and Peer for the Hardhats. 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. It's 2-on in scoring position with 2 outs. 5-0 Sioux Falls East. All 5 runs coming in the first inning. Negebauer kicks and deals the 2-1. Fly ball to deep left field. Back as Amarian Saylor still going back. He looks up and that ball is gone. It clears the Farmers Insurance sign in left field. A 3-run home run for the catcher, Andrew Glovich. And it's 8-0 Sioux Falls East. Glovich with his 3rd home run of the season and breaks this game open. Now Tate Schaefer. Empty base paths with 2 outs. First pitch to Schaefer, inside, ball 1. That ball was crushed to left field. 1-0. Popped up right side. Dietrich gives chase. It lands in the bullpen area of Sioux Falls East. And it's an even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Empty base pass, 2 outs, 8-0 Sioux Falls East. On how the Hardhats won to start the final weekend of the regular season. 1-1, caught a strike inside edge, a ball and 2 strikes. And Negebauer, the wind, the kick, and the pitch, the 1-2. And it's a bouncer to short. Wilson Kiefer on a hop. He fires the first in time, out number 3. It started quickly, a walk and a double, then a 3-run home run extends the Sioux Falls East lead. It's 8-0 heading to the bottom of the second. Back in a moment on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. We're set for the bottom of inning number 2. And the Hardhats have a tall task in front of them. It's 8-0 Sioux Falls East. 8 runs on 6 hits. 5 in the first, 3 in the second. All with 2 outs because of a 3-run bomb by the catcher Andrew Glovich. Hardhats with 1 hit. And it was stranded at first. First pitch to Dylan Marsh, the chopper up the third baseline past Coach Torvey, and foul, 0-1. Dylan Marsh bats from the right side. It's Marsh, Jensen, and Dietrich to bat in the Hardhats second. And hoping for a whole lot more. Marsh lines one in the left field, down for a base hit. Dylan Marsh has the leadoff single. Hard hit line drive with a lot of sink on that one. Looked for a second like it had enough to roll all the way to the wall, and it just sank down into the ground after flying over the head of the third baseman Schaefer. Here's Jed Jensen, runner on first, nobody out, and Jensen looks at ball 1 low. Jensen bats from the right side. And the 1-0 is a called strike at the top of the zone. Jensen batting .203 on the season. Limited at-bats, 12 hits and 59 at-bats. 1-1, fouled back and off the catcher Glovich. He's all right, and it's a ball at 2 strikes to count. But the Hardhats at this point need base runners. They can't get all 8 runs back in one swing of the bat. Gonna have to chip away, and it's gonna have to start relatively soon. The 1-2 from Reese to Jensen misses low. Scoop by Glovich. And an even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Marsh thought about testing the arm and going to second. Extra half-step lead, and now the 2-2. Fly ball right side out of play. Jensen stays alive, 2-2. Jensen, the center fielder, followed by Dietrich, the first baseman. Dietrich will hit regardless. 2-2. Down and away, and the count runs full, 3-2. Payoff pitch upcoming, Miles Reese to Jed Jensen. Here it is, and it's outside, ball 4. Marsh was in motion and missed outside just by a hair, and it's 2 on with nobody out for Alex Dietrich. Plenty of speed on the base paths for the Hardhats. The first baseman, Bo, is playing in front of the base runner, and now he moves back behind Jensen. First pitch to Dietrich, swung on and missed, 0-1. Alex Dietrich batting .253 coming into play. Bats from the right side here. Peek at second. Reese sidesteps and delivers, and Dietrich squares the ball, offers at it, and can't drop it down. It's 0-2. Two strikes on Dietrich, and Reese kicks and deals. Dietrich fouls it back to the backstop. Count remains 0-2. That rain is moving closer, and the heaviest has entered South Dakota, but it's moving a little bit further north. Might miss Rapid City. Ball 1 a little bit outside on Dietrich. A ball and 2 strikes. The other is southwest of Custer, moving northeast. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Dietrich down to a knee and snagged by the catcher, Glovich. It's out number 1 on the strikeout. Second strikeout of the ball game for Miles Reese. Here's Jake Solano. He bats from the right side. The catcher hit his first home run of the season in that final game in Minnesota. Looks on a called strike 1 on the outer edge, 0-1. Solo shot for Jake Solano. 2 on, 1 out. Reese kicks and deals and misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Reese's leg kick, he doesn't bring the knee that high. It's just kind of a kick and sidestep motion. So he does have the extra momentum. Pickoff moved to first, and Jensen will dive back in. Bo didn't cover. A ball and a strike on Jake Solano. Miles Reese sat at the belt. A deep breath, peek at second, kicks and deals, and Solano swings right through the 1-1. It's a 1-2. Hardhats with a leadoff single by Marsh and then a walk drawn by Jed Jensen. It's big to not surrender those 2 base runners. And it's a line drive, base hit in right center field. Marsh being sent home, bobbled in right field. Jensen will dive into third base. It's an RBI single for Jake Solano, and the Hardhats on the board. It's 8-1. So runners on the corners. Jensen held up and then sprinted to third after the slight bobble by the right fielder, Cale Swanson. There's no error on the scoreboard, so Just a single, and Jensen going first to third on the play. Here's Wilson Kiefer. He bats from the right side and looks at ball one outside. The shortstop bats with runners on the corners and one out. 8-1 our score. Reese kicks and deals, and Kiefer a half swing. It's called a strike. He didn't go around from my vantage point, but it's called a strike either way. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1. Popped up right side out of play, and now a ball and 2 strikes to count. Wilson Kiefer bats .275 coming into play. 20 singles, 9 doubles, 4 triples. 18 runs batted in, including 9 with 2 outs. And he looks at ball 2 up and away, 2-2. There's just 1 out and runners on the corners in this situation. And the East defense in double play depth. 2-2. This is low, and Solano will take second on a stolen base. No throw down to second, and now the double play not in order. At least the traditional double play. Payoff pitch to Kiefer, and it's found backing out of play. We'll do it again, 3-2. Top of the order on deck in Zeke Farley. Reese back into the windup, and he'll step off. Want to relook at the signs. Into his motion, the high leg kick and the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Kiefer goes down swinging for round number 2. Third strikeout for Miles Reese. That one at the bottom part of the zone, outside edge. Kiefer had to battle and try and protect. Couldn't make contact. Here's the top of the order in Zeke Farley. Strike 1 called at the bottom of the zone. Farley didn't like the call. Popped out of the glove of the catcher, Glovich. 0-1 downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's 8-1 Sioux Falls East. Runners on second and third. Jensen at third, Solano at second. 2 outs. Into the windup and the 1-1. Down and away, 2 balls and a strike. Farley struck out looking on 3 pitches to begin the bottom of the first. 2-1. Chopper up the middle. High hop to the shortstop, Tolk, and he throws out Farley for out number 3. Hardhats are on the board, an RBI single by Jake Solano. But they still trail by 7. It's 8-1 Sioux Falls East. Back for the third after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Adam Birch set to bring you inning number 3 and a new arm on the mound for the Hardhats. It's Peyton Tipton. Lee Negebauer finishes his day needing 61 pitches through 2 innings, 6 hits, 8 runs, 3 earned runs, that 3-run home run. All 5 runs unearned in the first inning. 2 walks and no strikeouts for Negebauer. Not the showing that he would have liked to show for the final weekend of the regular season. Hardhats had basically this entire week off. They last played on Sunday. Then after this weekend with East and West, they will have 11 days in between their last regular season game and the state tournament, because they do not play in state regional, technically kind of a first round kind of matchup, because they host the state tournament. Peyton Tipton misses inside to Mason Torrud, the left fielder, for ball one. 1-0. This is a little bit outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Peyton Tipton forced to the mound because of injury this season. And he's been kind of that first reliever out of the bullpen in that role. The 2-0 is a strike across the belt, 2 balls and a strike. On the mound this season, 11 2/3, 8th appearance overall, a 1-0 record, 14 hits, 12 runs, 9 earned runs. 2-1 swung on and missed, even count 2-2. Walks are an issue. 15 walks to 4 strikeouts, a 5.40 ERA, but as a position player turned pitcher, it's very tough to do, especially turning to pitch at this level, not having done it that often. The 2-2 is a line drive, base hit in the left field in front of Amarian Saylor. It's a leadoff single for Mason Torrud. He's 2 for 2. Both singles for Torrud. Now the 9 spot of Lincoln Vasgard. He singled his first time up. That was in the first inning. First pitch from Tipton to Vasgard. Misses high, ball 1. Tipton works solely out of the stretch, but trying to cut the running game down, tends to struggle a little bit more with runners on base. The 1-0. Popped up right side. Dietrich gives it a look, but it's out of play. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. But I have a greater understanding and a greater appreciation for pitchers and what they are able to do. The 1-1 from Tipton is a fly ball right side. Good gives chase, but it's out of play. 1-2. In my playing career, I did not pitch at all at my highest level, the Legion level. And through 1 inning at the midget level. 1-2 from Peyton Tipton is a high fly ball to center field. Jed Jensen underneath of it, a couple of steps in now, and he makes a grab out number 1. And albeit it was a scoreless inning, was not perfect, but now trying to pitch in pickup games, it's just so tough. 1-on-1 gone, 8-1 Sioux Falls East. Tipton now faces the top of the order, Jack Smith. Pickoff move to first, not in time. As Torrud dives back in. Jack Smith is 0 for 2. He's the only Sioux Falls East player that has not reached base. This one, a fly ball into right center field. Jensen gives a leap and makes the grab, roaming back into his right. Boy, that ball carried on him. Might have surprised him a little bit, but it's out number 2. And now Jack Smith is 0 for 3. That elusive third out for the Hardhats. It's proved costly. defensively. Left-handed bat of Cale Swanson now. Tipton kicks and deals and misses, up and away, ball one. Swanson 1 for 2, a single in the first, and then bounced out to third to start the second. The Hardhats gained 2 quick outs in the second inning before a walk, a double, and then the 3-run home run. And in the first inning, had 2 outs after the sacrifice fly. That was the first run. 1-0, misses downstairs, scoop by Solano, 2 balls and no strikes. Out number 2 was that sacrifice fly. It was 1-0 at that point. A walk, an RBI double, an error, back-to-back singles. It was just an elusive third out for Lee Negebauer in his only 2 innings of work. 2-0 as well, up and away. 3 balls, no strikes on Swanson. Tipton set the 3-0 to Cale Swanson. Is outside edge, called strike 1. Fastball from Tipton. Doesn't go to the breaking stuff that often. And again, hasn't had that much experience with it. 3-1. Outside ball 4, not close. So a 2-out walk. Leadoff single to second now. 2 flyouts in between. A walk now to Swanson, and now the 3-bat of Miles Reese. He's 0 for 2, but has reached base because of an error and scored a run. It's 8-1 in favor of Sioux Falls East. Set to play 2 tonight. Decent crowd on hand to see this final regular season weekend. First pitch swung on and missed, down and away. And Reese is down at count 0-1. That was one of those decide to swing before the pitcher throws it kind of swings. Way out in front. Might have been a breaking ball, but most likely a fastball. The 0-1, that was a breaking ball, and it froze Reese. It's called strike 2. 2 on, 2 outs, 0-2 the count. Tipton dangles his arm on his right side. Ball in hand, comes set at the chest. Drops down to the belt, a peek at second, double takes there. Sidesteps and delivers. It's called ball 1. Just a little bit outside. Did not miss by much. A ball and 2 strikes on Reese. Tipton ready again. And his 1-2. Bouncer right side. Marsh to second for the short out, and that's out number 3. So East held off the scoreboard for the first time. They lead 8-1. Heading to the bottom of the 3rd. Hardhats trying to spark that comeback after this in the bottom of the 3rd on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth. Sales, Service, and Recreation. Amari and Sailor to lead things off in the bottom of the third. First pitch to Sailor, misses outside, pops out of the glove of the catcher, Glovich, and it's ball one. Sailor fly to right on one pitch in the first inning. And he bounces one up the middle into center field for a leadoff single. The speedy Amari and Sailor put on first base. He's 1 for 2. And it'll bring up Wyatt Anderson. He hit a hard ground ball right back up the middle his first time up, so he's 1 for 1. He was stranded at first base. Hardhats do have 4 hits against Miles Reese. Trailing 8-1. And Anderson, a fly ball to right field. Can of corn for Cale Swanson, hit right at him. And Anderson down on one pitch for out number 1. Brings up Harrison Good. A chopper to the left side. Third baseman Schaefer threw him out to end the first inning. On 0 for 1 day so far for Harrison Good. First pitch, he squares the ball, offers at it, and it's strike 1. So no balls and a strike on Good. Reese sent at the belt. Sidesteps and deals the 0-1, swung on and missed, nothing in 2. Good when he does connect. Hits the ball hard. The 0-2. Fly ball to center field. Back is Jack Smith. A few more steps back. Now he's underneath of it. Puts a 2-hand squeeze on it, and it's out number 2. It'll bring up Dylan Marsh. Marsh 1 for 1 and scored the only run of the ball game for the Hardhats. A single, scored on the single by Jake Solano from second. First pitch to Marsh. Bouncer left side, foul. 0-1. And Marsh, it's funny how this game of baseball works out sometimes. We'll elaborate on that after the 0-1. Popped up sky high. It'll become a mute point as the third baseman Schaefer trots in and makes the grab out number 3. And in the third, it's 8-1 Sioux Falls East. We head to the fourth after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore has provided a full range of legal services for over 40 years in Rapid City. As one of the largest and highly respected law firms in western South Dakota and multi-state region, our expert team of diversified attorneys offer a very personalized style of legal representation. Whether it's support and recommendations with legal documents or the strongest proponent in a court of law, trusting who you hire as your advocate is vital in achieving the best results. Contact the experienced professionals today at Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore Attorneys at Law.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth. Sales, Service, and Recreation. An 8-1 advantage for Sioux Falls East. They're set to bat in the top of the fourth against Peyton Tipton. 4, 5, and 6 due up. Jackson Bowe to lead things off. facing Tipton for the first time. First pitch from Tipton, a called strike, outside edge, 0-1. Tipton in his first inning of work faced 5 batters. 0-1, slow roller up the middle, the shortstop Kiefer on the ground fires the first in time, out number 1. 6-3 in the book for out number 1. And Tipton, he gave up a leadoff single in the third, and then a couple of flyouts, a walk, and then bouncer to Marsh ended the inning. Here's Sawyer Tolk. 1 out, nobody on. First pitch, breaking ball called, strike 1 from Tipton. Tolk, double and a walk, so he's 1 for 1. 2 runs scored as well. The 0-1 called, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes on the shortstop, Sawyer Tolk. Tipton set, the 0-2. Fly ball right side out of play. We'll do the 0-2 once again. Wind is blowing right to left here at the ballpark. With those clouds still moving in, it's rather dark behind me. 0-2. Fly ball in shallow right field. It's hooking foul territory and out of play. Long run from Marsh, Dietrich, and Harrison good. It looks like that band of rain south of Custer now is going to move straight north about. So right now everything is avoiding Rapid City. A ball and 2 strikes. Tipton to Tolk right now. 1 out, nobody on. The 1-2. Hard ground ball, 1 hops, and Wyatt Anderson, a strong throw to first in time, out number 2. Nice play by Wyatt Anderson, awake at the hot corner. 5-3 in the book, out number 2.
The batter is catcher number 9, Andrew Wilkins.
And really, that's the bulk of the storms. And that stuff that's south of Custer is really the only stuff that might threaten Rapid City at this point. First pitch to Andrew Glovich. High and tight, ball 1. An RBI double, a run scored in the first, 3-run home run in the third. Or in the second, rather. 2 balls and no strikes on Glovich. Missed down and in. 8 runs on 7 hits, no errors for Sioux Falls East. 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Hardhats. 2-0. Foul tip into the glove of Solano. 2-1. Two taps to the plate of Glovich on the right side. And the 2-1. High fly ball to center field. Jed Jensen, first step back, now running in, and he makes the grab, out number 3. 3 up, 3 down inning for Sioux Falls East. The Hardhats try and get the bat going in their bottom of the 4th. After this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. Hardhats to bat in their half of the fourth. It'll be Jed Jensen, Alex Dietrich, and Jake Solano to try and get something going against Miles Reese. 8-1, the advantage for Sioux Falls East. And we're already in the bottom of the fourth here in game one. Jed Jensen walked on a full count pitch, his first time at the plate. That was in the second to put Dylan Marsh at second base. He scored on a single from Jake Solano. First pitch to Jed Jensen, outside, ball one. Solano will bat third this inning. The 1-0 bounces in front of the plate, back to the backstop, and now 2 balls, no strikes. Stadium lights starting to take effect with the dark clouds overhead. And the setting sun, the 2-0, a little bit low, 3 balls and no strikes. Into the line, the 3-0 on Jensen, a called strike at the knees. 3-1. Taking all the way that time, Jed Jensen. Leadoff man here in the fourth for the Hardhats, 3-1. Fly ball right side, foul territory out of play. Count runs full once again to Jensen. It's 3-2. Wind kind of gusting a little bit right to left, a little bit in from the left center field flags. Payoff pitch. Down and away, ball 4. So Jensen draws his second walk of the ball game. They'll have his speed to lead off the inning. Hardhats still trailing by 7. It's 8-1. And once again, they just need base runners. No single baseball play can make up all the runs at once. It's a called strike 1 on Alex Dietrich. No balls and a strike. Reese set in the stretch. Side steps and deals, and Dietrich lines one, base hit into right center field. Jensen being held up at second. He'll stay put there. It's a single after the walk. Runners on first and second, nobody out for Jake Solano. Good piece of hitting by Alex Dietrich. Opposite field. Went into the gap a little bit. First baseman Bo playing in front of the runner at first. And Solano looks at ball 1, a little bit below the knees. Second baseman Vasgard playing well into the 4-3 gap with the shortstop holding the runner on at second. Ball 2 misses a little bit outside. 2 balls and no strikes to count. So basically, big gap on the left side of the infield. Now ball moves behind Dietrich at first. 2 balls and a strike. The last one called a strike on Solano. Reese kicks and deals the 2-1. Solano squared the bunt, pulled back, and it's called strike 2 on the outside edge. 2-2. Throws the baseball behind his back and now comes set at the belt. 2 on, nobody out. The 2-2 Solano. Chopper left side. Third baseman goes to the third base bag himself. Solano beats out the fielder's choice. Again, the force out at third. Jensen out on the play. Solano reaches first on the fielder's choice. Now Wilson Kiefer. Bright white and orange bat for Kiefer. 2-on-1 out. Kiefer looks at ball one a little bit high. Wilson struck out his first time. That was the second out in the second. Batting here for the second time against Miles Reese. 1-0. Swung on and missed. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. And taking a look at the pitch count of Miles Reese, he's up over 65 pitches. This will be his 68th, and it's swung on and missed. 1-2 on Kiefer. Top of the order on deck. The 1-2 now to Wilson Kiefer. High pop up right side, it's out of play. We'll do it again, 1-2. Set at the mount, the 1-2, and just got a piece of it, bounced off the mask of Glovich. Looks to be all right. He'll walk the baseball out to the mound. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Wilson Kiefer. Farley on deck, barring a double play ball. He's 0 for 2. Saylor after him, 1 for 2. So once again, the wind gusting across the back of Reese, and it's swung on and fouled away. We'll do the 1-2 again. Shorterwood stance on the right side for Kiefer. Another 1-2. Fouled away. See another pitch in this at-bat. Reese ready. The 7th pitch of the at-bat, bounce to the left side through the gap into left field, and Dietrich being held up at third. It'll be bases loaded with 1 out after the single by Wilson Kiefer. Kiefer wins the battle on the 8th pitch of the at-bat. So he's 1 for 2. Dietrich at third, Solano at second, Kiefer at first. Top of the order in Zeke Farley. Trying to get back into the hit column. He's 0 for 2. Reese will work out of the windup. Kicks and deals the first pitch to Farley, a called strike 1, right above the knees. Glovich looks into the dugout for the sign, relays that to Reese, and quickly into the line, the 0-1, outside by a hair, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases full of navy blue hard hat jerseys. The wind and the 1-1, downstairs blocked by Glovich. 2 balls and a strike. Big spot here. The Hardhats need some runs. 2-1. Downstairs, 3 balls and a strike. Hitter friendly count. Nowhere to put Zeke Farley. Amarian Saylor on deck. 3-1. Bouncer right side through the gap into right field. A run comes in to score. Here comes Solano. The throw comes in. It's over the head and a little bit in front of the play. Farley dives into second. It's a 2-run single and advancing the second on the throw. 8-3, Sioux Falls East.
The left fielder, 13, Marion Sailor.
Kiefer to third on the play, and now Farley at second. Amari and Sailor at the plate. Will he see Miles Reese or a new arm? That will be determined. Everyone brought around Miles Reese on the mound. Doesn't look like the coach has taken the baseball just yet, and he hasn't. We're in the bottom of the fourth, still just the one out. First base is open now. The new batter will be Amarian Sailor. 7 hits aside. But in the runs column, it's 8-3. The mound visit concludes for Sioux Falls East. And Miles Reese stays in the ball game. The wind and the first pitch to Amarian Sailor, called strike one right at the knees. 0-1. Sailor, a single, his last trip to the plate. Just a bouncer up the middle. 0-1, downstairs, blocked by Glovich. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wyatt Anderson on deck. 1-1. Foul back to the screen, a ball and 2 strikes now. Reese likes the sign. Long pause, and now he'll just step off. Like he might have shook off a couple, and now into the wind, the 1-2 is pop foul right over my head. 1-2 once again. And Sailor swings and pops another 1 foul. Once again, we'll do the 1-2. Again, at least the Hardhats are battling, putting up quality at-bats. The 1-2. Line drive, short hops to shortstop into left field, and 2 runs will come in and score. It's an RBI 2-run single for Amarian Sailor, and they do put the 8th hit in that column for the Hardhats. The deficit is cut down to 8-5 now. Now Wyatt Anderson, runner on first, still 1 out. Bouncer left side, third baseman Schaefer to second for 1. That's all they'll get. Anderson beats out the double play. He reaches on the fielder's choice.
At the plate, number 14, Harrison, good.
So Sailor out there, 5-4. And now Harrison good. Good, swings through the first pitch, 0-1. 8-5 our score. The Hardhats out hitting Sioux Falls East now. The 0-1. Fly ball to center field. Back, he's a center fielder now. Over to his left, and he makes the grab out number 3. But the Hardhats score 4 runs on Miles Reese. And it's 8-5 as we head to inning number 5. Back in a moment right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and recreation. Brand new ball game as the Hardhats put up 4 in the bottom of the 4th. Peyton Tipton returns to the mound. It's 8-5 in favor of Sioux Falls East. Tipton put up a 3-up, 3-down inning in his second full inning of work in relief of Lee Negebauer. It was 8-1 when Tipton took over. First pitch from Tipton behind and ducking out of the way, Tate Schaefer. Ball 1. Schaefer 0 for 2, reached base on an error and scored a run in the first inning. Part of 5 runs put up in that first frame. The 1-0. At the knees, called strike 1. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. And he bounced to the shortstop Kiefer his last trip at the plate. Leadoff man here in the 5th. 1-1, down and away. Goes behind Jake Solano. 2 balls and a strike. And the Hardhats actually out hitting Sioux Falls East now. 8-7. 2-1, misses outside. 3 balls and a strike. Tipton toes the rubber and ready now for his 3-1 to leadoff man. And misses down and away, ball 4. Breaking ball that time, went with it on the 3-1 and missed down and away. Schaefer draws the walk. He's on for the second time. Now Mason Tolrud. 2 for 2 day for the 8th spot left fielder. Both singles. Tolrud bats from the right side. Tipton sidesteps and deals, and the first pitch, a line drive, base hit, into the 5-6 gap and into left field. Tolrud is 3 for 3 now. Boy, coming into today, Tolrud was batting .244, 19 hits, 12 singles. Now he's up to 15 singles and 22 hits. That average is creeping higher and higher for Tolrud. 9 spot scores the bunt early. Dietrich comes in crashing and drops down a bunt in front of Tipton. Only played a third and safe at third as Schaefer slides in. Was a bang-bang play at third, but Tipton a little bit slow off the mound, and Schaefer off on contact with the bunt. Only play there, Vanguard or Vasgard reaches on the fielder's choice. Base is full, nobody out now. Just like that, Sioux Falls East is threatening once again. Half swing, called strike 1 on Jack Smith. Leadoff man, top of the order, is 0 for 3. Pair of flyouts, 1 to right, 1 to center, and a bouncer to the right side to Marsh. Ball 1 misses down and away. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases full of black East jerseys. The 1-1. Fly ball to left field. Over Amari and Sailor. He makes the grab, tagging. The throw comes in. It's cut off. It's a sacrifice fly. And an RBI for Jack Smith. And it's 9-5, Sioux Falls East. That was the first out of the inning. Now our field umpire is talking to the man at second. That's Mason Toru. Not exactly what that conversation was about. Be a fly on the wall sometimes for those conversations. Benefit everyone. 2-on, 1 out, and the first pitch to Cale Swanson fouled straight back. 0-1. Swanson is 1 for 2, a single walk and a bouncer to third. Also scored a run in the first inning. 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. 9-5 our score in favor of Sioux Falls East. We're in the top of inning number 5. Tipton ready. A peek at second in the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Down to a knee. Swanson went. Went after the breaking ball, and now 1-2. Tipton looks into Solano. Likes the sign. Solano sets up, down and away. The 1-2. Up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Similar location of where Solano wanted that pitch. Two balls and 2 strikes. Tipton set once again. And ready to Swanson. Swanson bounces it right side through the gap into right field. Harrison Good bobbles it and comes up throwing. The throw to the plate, not in time. Now to throw to third, and in time. Out at third. It bounced into Wyatt Anderson, and Lincoln Vasgard and Anderson kind of collided. Anderson lost his hard hat, and he looks to be shaken up a little bit. And now he's all right. He gives a nod of the head to Kiefer and the coaching staff. A run came in to score on the play. So Tallroot scores. Vasgard out at third for out number 2. Here's Miles Reese, and he pops the first pitch foul, 0-1. So Cale Swanson on first after his single and an RBI. And I called strike 2 on Miles Reese. Outside edge, 0-2. Reese is 0 for 3. Fielder's choice is last time. Fly to center before that, and an error, and a run scored in the first. 0-2. Fly ball right side out of play. Stays alive at least for one more pitch. Runner on first, 2 gone. 10-5 our score. And Sioux Falls East has at least gained back 2 of the 4 runs that the Hardhats put up last half inning. Pickoff moved to first, and Swanson dives back in safely. Tipton set the 0-2. Misses a little bit high, a little bit tight. A ball and 2 strikes. 10-5, now 10 hits for Post 15. One, 2. Breaking ball, line drive, base hit right back up the middle into center field. So Miles Reese into the hit column for the first time. And it brings up Jackson Bowe. Sacrifice fly and RBI in the first, walked in the second and scored. Bounced to short his last trip in the fourth. So really, he's just 0 for 1 tonight. 2 on, 2 outs. First pitch to Bo outside. Left-handed bat, 1 ball, no strikes. Really, the Hardhats want Tipton to go as long as he can, eat as many innings as he can in this game 1. Throw down to second, and keeper will have to hang on to it. Diving into third is Cale Swanson. Solano popped up out of his crouch, threw down to second, and Swanson was way off the bag. He just sprinted towards third and ended up safely in there. So it's runners at the corners with 2 gone. Solano ties his shoe, relays some signs in front of the plate. It's 2 balls and no strikes on Jackson Bowe. Tipton ready, and his 1-1 to Bowe is fouled off the mask of Solano. He looks to be all right. And he'll walk the ball out to Tipton. Solano's all right. He gets a couple pats on the back from our home plate umpire. Always not a good feeling as a catcher to get that foul ball off the mask. Ball and 2 strikes on Bowe. The 1-2 downstairs blocked by Solano. 2's across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Runner still on the corners. Tipton at 56 pitches. Here's his 57th, the 2-2. Outside, 3-2. There is a base open. Sawyer Tolk on deck. Presumably the runner at first in motion. Dietrich no longer holding him on. Playing behind him. Payoff pitch, there goes the runner. A chopper right side, slow roller to Dietrich. On a couple hops, he takes it to the first base bag himself. 3 unassisted, out number 3. But Sioux Falls East gains 2 runs back that the Hardhats put up. It's 10-5. We head to the bottom of the 5th after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. We head to the bottom of inning number 5. 10-5 is our score at this point. The Hardhats trailing. And that score on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. 5 runs in the first, 3 more in the second. It was 8-0 before the Hardhats finally got on the board in the bottom half of the second. No score by either team in the third. Hardhats gained 4 last inning in their bottom of the 4th inning, but Sioux Falls East countered with 2 in the top half of this 5th inning. And that's where we stand, 10-5 at this point. 10 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Sioux Falls East. 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Post 22 Hardhats. Dylan Marsh, Jed Jensen, and Alex Dietrich the bat in the 6th. Then Miles Reese, Weinskicks deals and hits the zone for a called strike 1 on Dylan Marsh. 0-1 outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Marsh 1 for 2, a single and run scored in the 2nd. That was the opening run of the ball game for the Hardhats. 1-1, line drive past Coach Torvey, just escaped his shoes and ankle area, and to really dance out of the way, show off his dance moves. Smile on his face that time. The 1-2, outside, Marsh laid off. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Coach Torvey a little bit more awake now in that third base coaching box. 2-2, outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. He did catch a line drive off his backside earlier this season. Payoff pitch down and away, ball 4, and Dylan Marsh draws a leadoff walk. Speaking of walks, Jed Jensen coming to the plate, and he has drawn 2 of them, but it doesn't look like he will face Miles Reese. Out of the dugout, Sioux Falls East coach, and he will take the baseball from Miles Reese. He's responsible for the man on first. Outside of that, he's given up 5 runs, 8 hits, and leaves in line for the win. We'll see who the new arm is on the mound and take a quick step aside. Be right back here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. We're still in the bottom of inning number 5. A leadoff walk drawn by Dylan Marsh chases Miles Reese from this ball game. And the new arm in relief is number 22, Reagan Linenger. Linenger comes in. He's a right-hander. Just 3 2/3 on the mound this season. This is his 3rd appearance, has made 1 start as well. No record, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 5 strikeouts to 4 walks, a 3.82 ERA over just those 3 2/3. So gaining some work here with Sioux Falls East up 10-5. First task will be Jed Jensen. He's been a walks machine here tonight. 2 walks in as many trips to the plate. First pitch outside, ball 1. Linenger dangles his right arm with baseball in hand. Looking in for the sign, comes set the 1-0, and it's called a strike at the knees, outside edge, 1 ball, 1 strike. So Jensen, that on-base percentage is climbing. A little light rainfall starting to fall here in Rapid City. 1-1 misses high and tight. Jensen ducked out of the way of it. And spectators that are not under the awning right now heading for cover. 2-1, outside edge called strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just a very light rain right now at the ballpark. Lineker set and the 2-2. Breaking ball misses outside, 3-2. Jensen has seen a full count pitch in every single plate appearance here tonight. The payoff once again to Jensen, runner in motion, swung on and missed a high fastball. Marsh slides into second base with a stolen base, but Jensen down swinging for out number 1. Doesn't look like the light rainfall will last too long. Here's Alex Dietrich. He takes the first pitch. 1 bounces it to his first base counterpart, Jackson Bowe. 3 unassisted, out number 2. And Marsh up to third on the play. There is a little bit of a system building right on the Wyoming border, a little bit to the east of Newcastle, that right now looks to be heading straight towards Rapid City. 2 outs, runner at third, Jake Solano at the plate. First pitch a little bit high with the breaking ball, ball 1. Solano 1 for 2, a single and a fielder's choice, drove in a run as well. From the windup, the 1-0. High fly ball, right side, hooking foul territory. Swanson on the run, he runs out of room. That lands in the bullpen area. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. And the Hardhats catcher. 1 foot on the rubber as Lineker into his motion. He misses high and tight. 2 balls and a strike. And Solano looks at ball 3 downstairs. 3-1 the count. And the good thing about turf, you can play with a little rainfall as long as there is no lightning in the area. The 3-1, outside ball 4, Solano draws a walk. And it puts runners on the corners. For Wilson Kiefer. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Kiefer is 1 for 2, a strikeout and a single, along with a run scored. Pickoff move to first. Solano dives back in safely. Pretty close play. That single came in his last at-bat in the 4th. Deep breath from Lineker. Kicks and deals. The first pitch to Kiefer, fouled straight back to the screen, 0-1. Top of the order on deck, Zeke Farley, should this inning continue, and Kiefer should reach. Another pickoff move to first. Solano back in, a little bit easier this time. The Hardhats have trailed from the get-go here in game 1. A high fly ball to right center field. Drifting over the right fielder, Cale Swanson underneath of it makes the grab out number 3. So the Hardhats strand a couple, and they failed to score in their fifth. We ended the sixth, 10-5, Sioux Falls East after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. We head to the sixth as we welcome you back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Adam Birch alongside you. And Peyton Tipton back to the hill for the post-22 Hardhats to start his fourth inning in relief. This top of the sixth. He's only given up 2 runs in relief of Lee Negebauer. 10-5 our scores beginning inning number 6. A little drizzle that it was has pretty much concluded. So Sawyer Tolk steps in on the right side and down to the bullpen. Reliever for the Hardhats. And Tolk, fly ball to right center field. Jed Jensen over to his left makes the grab out number 1. So 1 up, 1 gone on 1 pitch. And now Andrew Glovich. 2 for 3 day, and very nice day for the catcher from Sioux Falls East. A 3-run home run in the second, an RBI double in the first. He scored 2 times. And his last trip, he flied to center. 1 out, nobody on against Tipton here. First pitch, strike right across the belt, 0-1. It's a right-hander in the bullpen for the Hardhats. The 0-1, swang on and missed. 0-2. Lee Negebauer really the only southpaw on the staff for the Hardhats. It might be Eli Kelly down in the bullpen. 0-2, misses outside, a ball and 2 strikes. One out, nobody on. The 1-2 from Tipton is popped up out play. Glovich, then Tate Schaefer. And Schaefer is 0 for 2. 2 runs scored, a walk and an error. A bouncer to short. The 1-2. Breaking ball down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. $11 hits for Sioux Falls East. Setting the 2-2. Strike 3 called inside edge, and Tipton sits down Glovich. Out number 2.
Third base number 3, Tate Schaefer.
Here's Tate Schaefer, 2 outs, nobody on. Trying to put up another 0 before the Hardhats are sent back to the bats down to their final 6 outs offensively. First pitch to Schaefer, breaking ball called strike 1. 0-1. Tipton ready, and the 0-1. Chopper to third. On a high hop, Wyatt Anderson gathers and fires the first in time, out number 3. Peyton Tipton, another 3-up, 3-down inning. Nice outing for him out of the bullpen. At least gives the Hardhats a chance to make a comeback in this ball game. We enter the bottom of the 6th after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. To the last of the 6th we go. And the Hardhats trailing 10-5 to Sioux Falls East, post 15 here in Game 1 of a 2-game doubleheader. Game 2 was scheduled to be at about 7:30. And we will be past that 7:30 start time. There has to be about a half hour in between the 2 games. And a quick reminder about Game 2. It'll be featured on both Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. And on Hardhats TV, it'll be on a new stream on YouTube, separate from Game 1. Reagan Leniger back to the mound for Sioux Falls East. This is first full inning of work in relief of Miles Reese. So Reese's day is officially complete. His line is complete. 4 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, all earned. 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. Leniger so far, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Top of the order for the Hardhats in Zeke Farley. Farley 1 for 3, a single and a run scored his last trip. First pitch from Leniger, called strike 1, upper inside edge. 0-1 on Farley. Getting the pitch, and the 0-1 misses downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Some light tossing in the bullpen for that reliever. Maybe it's Game 2 starter. Either way, it's called strike 2 on Zeke Farley. A ball and 2 strikes to count. Leniger into his motion. And the 1-2 bouncer up the middle, off the wrist area of the shortstop, Tolk, and into shallow center field. Farley content with what'll be scored a single, most likely, on a hard hit bouncer up the middle. And it is a single for Farley, so he's 2 for 4. Here's Amarian Saylor. He's 2 for 3, both singles. He looks that ball one low and away. Saylor, his last single, drove in 2 runs. The 1-0. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. So Saylor drove in his 41st and 42nd runs of the season. Pickoff move to first, and Farley dives back in time. Batting .374 coming into play. 2 for 3 here tonight. 2-0. Bounces off of the plate, blocked by the catcher, Glovich, and just a little bit out in front of him. So 3 balls, no strikes the count. Farley stays put. Lenniger comes in after a stare down with Farley. The 3-0, taking all the way. It's a called strike 1. 3 balls and a strike on Saylor. Now you're looking to get your pitch. Hitter friendly count, 3 balls and a strike. Another pickoff move to first, and Farley dives back in. (3-1) to Saylor. A runner takes off, and it's fouled straight back out of play. Count runs full, 3-2. Shoulderwood stands with the 2 strikes for Amarian Saylor, trying to limit any extra motion. The payoff pitch to Saylor is a line drive, base hit in right field. Farley up to second. He'll stay put there. It's back-to-back singles for the Hardhats to start the 6th. Brings up Wyatt Anderson. This is the right part of the lineup to try and get things started. 2 on, nobody out, and now you have the 3-bat of Wyatt Anderson. He's 1 for 3, a single way back in the first. But has hit the ball well a couple of times. 2 on, nobody out. First pitch to Anderson. Waved at, missed on the breaking ball. 1 around on a half swing, 0-1. Bounces the bat off his right shoulder. The 0-1 from Lenniger to Anderson. As a high fly ball, deep right field. Back is Swanson, still going back. Underneath of it, Farley tags, and he will advance to third base. The throw comes in all the way to third, and it'll be runners on the corners. Deep to right field, a fly out for Anderson, and just about to the warning track area. And that is out number 1. So runners on the corners for Harrison Good now. 10-5 our score. 11-10 in the hits column in favor of Sioux Falls East. First pitch to Harrison Good, misses high, ball 1. So Saylor being held on at first by Jackson Bowe. The 1-0. Chopper up to third base line, foul. Even count now, 1 ball, 1 strike. Good was out in front of that one and just got a piece. Lenniger looks in to Glovich, a peek at first, now comes Sen at the belt. The 1-1 from Lenniger is called strike 2 on Harrison Good. outside edge. Good gives a tap on his chest saying, that was on me. Will he get another good pitch like that? Pickoff move to first. Sailor dives back in safely. A ball and 2 strikes on Harrison Good. He's 0 for 3. Big spot to try and get into the hit column. Our pickoff move to first. Sailor in once again. Lineker likes the sign from the dugout, stares down Amarian Sailor and comes set the 1-2. Sailor takes off, it's swung on and missed. The throw down to second in front of the second base bag. So Sailor swipes second. Good strikes out swinging, he's 0 for 4. Sailor into scoring position along with Farley. And it brings up Dylan Marsh. 1 for 2 day for Marsh. A single run scored. He popped out and walked. 2 outs, 2 in scoring position. 10-5 our score. And Marsh will ask for time after a long pause from Leniger. He'll work out the windup with first base open. Into his motion, the first pitch to Marsh, a bouncer too short. On a couple of hops, the shortstop, Tolk, fires the first in time, out number 3. Hardhats strand 2 in scoring position. They still trail 10-5. We head to the 7th. Back in a moment on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Tap to the Hardhats of around Peyton Tipton as we begin inning number 7. It's 10-5 Sioux Falls East. Peyton Tipton remains in this ball game trying to finish off his 5th inning in relief. Right now at 67 pitches through 4 innings. 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. 2 walks, 1 strikeout. He faces 8, 9, and 1 of the East lineup. And will play the bottom of the 7th regardless of how this top half turns out. Hardhats trailing by 5 currently. A fly ball left field. A long run for Amarian Sailor. He can't get there, and then one bounces up over the wall for an automatic double. Leadoff double for Mason Tolrud. And Tolrud, boy, he's 4 for 4 in game 1. Seeing the ball well. That his first extra base hit in this ball game. The last 3 were singles. Here's the 9th spot of Lincoln Vasgard. Tipton kicks and deals and misses down and away ball 1. Vasgard a single in the first, fly to center in the 3rd, and reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. 1-0. Chopper to Marsh at second. He fires the first in time. That was the only play there. Kind of a swinging bunt play. And Vasgard out 4-3. Runner to third is Torrud. 1 out top of the order now. And Jack Smith. Smith 0 for 3. Also a sacrifice fly and an RBI. A bouncer in front of the play. Solano blocks it. 1 ball, no strikes. 10-5 our score. The Hardhats do have 10 hits in this ball game. Being out hit 12-10. And a line drive right at Wilson Kiefer. He snags it and to third, and they go, and it's a double play. And just like that, we head to the bottom of the 7th. Kiefer snags the line drive right above the turf. They throw to third. It's a double play. 6-5, the double play. And we head to the bottom of the 7th after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. It's the bottom of the 7th, and the Hardhats trailing by 5. They need base runners to start against Rake and Leninger. It'll be Jed Jensen, Alex Dietrich, and Jake Solano, the first 3 scheduled to hit. Jed Jensen just 0 for 1. A pair of walks and a strikeout in his lone at-bat against Leninger. Into the line, the first pitch to Jensen, swung on and missed. There wasn't a strike on Jensen. Bounced in front of the plate. Leninger into his line, the 0-1. As a line drive, base hit in center field. Jed Jensen on with a single. Start things off in the 7th for the Hardhats. They need a few more of those, trailing by 5. So Jensen likely finishes game 1, 1 for 2 with 2 walks and a single. Here's Alex Dietrich. 1 for 3 today, a single in his middle at-bat. And he looks at ball 1 inside. Struck out in the 2nd, that single and run scored in the 4th. Bounced to his first base counterpart, 3 unassisted his last at-bat in the 5th. And Leninger will just step off before the 1-0. Jensen does have some speed, comes on quite frequently as a pinch runner if he's not in the starting lineup. The 1-0, downstairs blocked by Glovich. 2 balls, no strikes. Jake Solano on deck. He will hit regardless. Pickoff move to first. Close play, but Jensen in safely. A nice act of sportsmanship. A little bit hard tagged by Jackson Bowie. Make sure Jed Jensen's all right. 2-0 is called strike one on Alex Dietrich. So 2 balls and a strike. Lerniger set and goes to first once again, and Jensen in safely. Both of the Sioux Falls East pitchers here in Game 1 have had decent pickoff moves. 2-1 becomes 3 balls and a strike as it misses low. Now Dietrich, 2 taps of the plate on the right side. Waves the bat head out in front, and he's ready. The 3-1. Chopper left side. The third baseman, Schaefer, fires to first. Only a play, and gets Dietrich. Jensen up to second on the play. 5-3 is out number 1. Here's Jake Solano. 1 for 2 day for Solano. An RBI single way back in the second, reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth, scored a run. Also drew a walk his last at bat. Long looking from Lerniger, and he steps off. Runner on second, 1 out. Lerniger, a high leg kick and delivers. Solano squares the bunt and pops it foul off the screen behind the plate. No balls and a strike. Solano loves to drop down the bunt and try and beat it out. And frankly, he's decently good at it. Lerniger comes set the 0-1 to Solano. A line drive to center field. In is the center fielder. Almost overran it, but he makes the grab out number 2. Now a pinch hitter for the Hardhats. Left-handed bat of Kai Jackson in place of Wilson Kiefer. Jackson comes into play, batting .352 on the season. 19 hits and 54 at-bats. 2 outs, a runner on second. Hardhats still trailing 10-5. Lerniger set at the belt, kicks and deals the first pitch to Jackson. Downstairs, ball 1. So the Hardhats are going to come back in this one. It would need a big 2-out rally. I don't see any rally caps. The 1-0. High and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Usually I see 1 or 2 rally caps, at least by a young fan somewhere. Don't see any right now. And 3-0 on Jackson, as Lerniger misses down and in. Likely taking on the 3-0. The 3-0. Strike taken for a strike. 3-1. Still a hitter-friendly count. The 3-1. Outside and low, ball 4. So Kai Jackson draws a walk. And the lineup card will flip over now for Zeke Farley. And a pinch runner for Kai Jackson, it'll be Riker Henney.
Pinch runner at first base, number 25, Riker Henney for the Hardhats.
Zeke Farley in on the right side, 2 outs, 2 on, 10-5 our score, and Farley goes after the first pitch, fouls it back to the screen, 0-1. Farley 2 for 4, 2 singles in his last 2 at-bats. Before that, he struck out looking and bounced to short. Closed off stance on the right side for Farley. Leninger set. A peek at second, double takes, kicks, and deals the 0-1. Fly ball right side out of play, 0-2 on Farley. And the Hardhats are potentially down to their final strike of game 1. Leninger looks in, likes the sign from Glovich. Setting the 0-2. Line drive to right at the right fielder, back and making the grab. Cale Swanson, out number 3, and that's the ball game. Game 1 is a victory for Sioux Falls East. They improved to 29-11 on the season. Hardhats fall to 34-23 on the year. And taking a look at the in-state standings at this point. With that loss for Post 22, they're now 16-3 in-state. And Sioux Falls East is now 18-7. And we'll have game 2 in about 30 minutes time. We'll take a break all around and send things back to National Fox programming and pick things up for game 2 in about 30 minutes right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Yep. Yeah, I suppose I can. Boy, that's a tough one. I can give it in the pregame show. Let's just go to national for now. All right, sounds good.